Another nice day on Moosehead Lake here. I was just looking to see if I could pick up any prominent foliage.
Yeah.
A little orangey.
That's what we're getting
too
so
strong
far.
yet.
People are saying it's a little muted at this time. We've shown this shot so many times, and I've said to Brian a couple times, I want to watch this person right here, Doc, because I'm a questionable, can we bring this full? I'm a questionable captain, and I'm just trying to figure out how he gets the bow of the boat to face that way in that tight spot. That's good.
You have so much to learn.
That's good.
Unless,
And this is how I would do it, I'd come in like this, and then I would grab it and just turn it around. But
that's the trick.
I'm not that good, so I don't know. Maybe I just want to catch it live on the webcam one day. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for. All right, beautiful day out there. A lot of sunshine, pretty much statewide. A couple of high thin clouds over down East Maine. We've advertised how nice this stretch is going to be, and here we are, just kind of cooking through the middle of it. Big ridge of high pressure in place all the way down into the Mid-Atlantic. As I mentioned, I have a couple of friends in New York City who are talking about this is the first sun they've seen in a week and a half. Are they being dramatic? I don't know. I'd have to check the observations, but it seems about right that it's been a while since they've broken out the sun down that way. Temperatures have recovered after starting out cool in the 30s and 40s. We're in the mid-60s in a lot of spots. We'll be in the upper 60s to around 70 later this afternoon, and then that should about do it. Remember, your high temperatures this time of the year trend a little earlier. So in the summer, they might be 3 or 3:30, your high temperature for the day. This time of year, 2 or so. And then after that, that's pretty much the max, so we've got a few more hours left. Overnight tonight will be cool, 40s, a lot of 40s, 30s in Berlin as well, and maybe into Freiburg, but a couple of degrees warmer than last night. I think that was the coolest night of the stretch. So rest of today looks good. Tonight looks clear. Tomorrow's good too, upper 60s to around 70. Really not a whole lot of difference between today and tomorrow as far as the weather goes. Then a few more clouds come in on Friday, not a ton, maybe some fog along the coastline. This is what this model usually shows us, these little dots when it's trying to tell us there might be low-level moisture around, and that's typically presented as fog in this scenario, so that it could happen along the coast on Friday morning. Temperatures in the mid and upper 60s on Friday afternoon, and you can see some clouds down to our south here as we start Saturday, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That's about as interesting as things are going to get for us is what happens on Saturday into Saturday afternoon with this high and an approaching low. So there's that high. All of New England, much of the Mid-Atlantic protected under that the next couple of days. It kind of holds pretty strong here, which is a slight shift off to the east. And tell me if you've seen this before, like last weekend. There's a low trying to dig into this high, and so there's some uncertainty just around the southern fringe of that high pressure system as that low tries to dig in. And then actually the high comes back, we call it retrograding, so it comes back to the west and settles over us for much of next week. So this one ridge from Canada could potentially give us basically 2 weeks of nice weather. Payback maybe for the wildfire smoke that we dealt with all summer. Model scenarios, again, I'll get to it. Okay, so the Euro model here does what it did last weekend, right? It nudges into this high and gives us a couple of showers over southern Maine. The GFS insists that's not going to be the case. And I feel like from last weekend, the GFS was more correct than the Euro. There were a couple of showers right down towards Portsmouth, but they never really broke into southern Maine. So in my opinion, this is the Euro doing the same thing, same mistake 2 times in a row. So we're going to ignore it for now. We're going to keep it dry straight through the weekend because that's what we're here for, is to interpret and correct the models when they have issues like that. Overall, though, big ridge all the way through next week. I really like next week a lot. I like this week too, but I'm kind of a future-looking guy. I look forward to the next 7 to 10 days and the next 20 years alongside Brian Newcone, of course, at the
Here's
desk.
hoping, my friend.
Yep, see if I can make it that long. Temperatures in the mid-70s over the weekend. Again, maybe a few more clouds over southern Maine is probably what will come of that European model's solution. Looks really nice on Monday, and then, 80 or so, maybe even a little bit warmer by mid-next week. So it's going to be a really nice stretch, and we'll get a little of that summer. I don't think you need some people to take the ACs out, and they've already said that. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're not creeping into the 90s there.
No, and also it's not humid. So.
Which makes a big difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Keith, thanks.